Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. On the agenda for today is it's going to be a project day. I have two projects that I want to work on, and I'm going to take you along in the process. And the first of those is going to be painting this adorable little tea box. This is one of those presentation boxes you would present for your guests where they could select the type of tea they wanted, and I found this at an estate sale on the half price day for $7.50, and I thought with the glass front it makes a perfect little display box for either a small collection or possibly creating a little vignette with some of my smaller treasures. So I haven't quite decided what I want to display in here, but I know the first step is I want to paint it, because even though it's a gorgeous gold, I mean, it's really, really pretty. I just think that because it's so bright, it might be a little distracting to what I decide to put inside of it. So I do want to tone down the gold. So we're gonna paint that up, maybe distress it to show a little bit of the gold, but definitely I don't want it as bright. So I'm going to paint that, and then I have another painting project that I want to do simultaneously. So that's going to be tackling this mannequin behind me. This is my Venus. She is a plus size mannequin that I have had for quite a while, and she is a very stark, bright white. And I really have been wanting to give her more of a romantic feel, tone down the white, maybe do a little decoration on the front covering her modest bits, make it a little more French romantic, floral. So that's the plan for her. And since I want to paint this, I might as well go ahead and finally take her out and paint her as well. So I need to grab my paintbrushes, get out the newspaper, and prep these babies so that we can start with some painting and then move on to the fun decorating. So let's get started. All right, it is the following day from when I started my projects, and I did finish the display box, but it's not how I originally thought I was going to do it. I painted it a really dark brown, and once I was starting to distress it and sand off some of the paint, I just wasn't liking it. So then I went ahead and started to remove all the paint with some nail polish remover. My fingers, I cleaned them as good as I can, but they're a mess. And after some trial and error, this is what I ended up with. You can see some of the dark brown here on the edges, but I pretty much removed almost all of it on the front, except for a little bit here in this rope trim right there. So this is what I ended up with, and we're going to fill this up at the end. Now I want to work on Venus. So I'm going to put this right in front of me, and we are going to apply some transfers. We're going to make this really easy on ourselves and just added some transfers, decorate her up a little bit. But these I got off Etsy. They seem to be a standard. A lot of websites were selling this little pattern. Probably can find it on Amazon as well, would be my guess. But this is what we're going to start with. So I'm going to start cutting these up and getting these ready to decorate my mannequin here. I know these transfers for the most part, are designed for furniture, which means that they are meant for a flat surface. And Venus here is all full of curves. So I'm hoping that they will still work out. I'm just winging it. This is just me trying to do a fun little project. So we'll see how it works. I'm definitely going to apply the big flowers first. And as soon as I get done cutting these, we shall apply. All right, see you in a second. So now that I have my transfers all cut up, it's time to pick some locations and get these applied. And they gave me a little burnishing tool. They said to use some tape to keep it in place. So that's what we're gonna do. And I'm just gonna get started and hopefully this is gonna look awesome. Fingers crossed, here we go. Done it. I think we got it. All right. Here we go. Bits covered. So here she is. I used all of the transfers, ended up making a design up the torso, and just did a little pasty here on the left. So I really like how she turned out. Very romantic, floral. The idea that I had in my mind pretty much has come to fruition. But I, of course, never like to leave anything alone. Now, she looks really soft and pretty with the transfers just in their original color, but I am considering adding some dark wax over the entire mannequin just to warm it up some more because, of course, I always want to lean toward making things brown. Now, could this be a disaster? Could this be a complete mistake? Should I just walk away? She looks great now. Of course, but I'm the type of person that sometimes just can't leave things alone. So we're gonna go ahead and give it a try. So while I'm popping open my wax here, I thought it also might be fun while I'm applying this to talk about the lovely goddess of Venus, the Roman equivalent of the goddess Aphrodite. She is very well known as the goddess of love and beauty, and there are a lot of beautiful paintings attributed to gods and goddesses. And with Venus, one of the most famous is painted by Sandro Botticelli. He's a Florentine Renaissance painter, and his painting is called The Birth of Venus. Many of us are very familiar with this painting, but I thought, why not take a look at it while I apply some brown wax to my beautiful mannequin. So here we go. I'm applying. You guys can't even see it, but it is adding a little bit of warmth to the piece. So the birth of Venus depicts Venus in the center. She's born from the sea, and on one side, the wind gods Zephyr and Aura are blowing her over to the island of Cyprus. And on the island, you have one of the three graces representing spring ready to receive her. She has a beautiful veil with flowers to cover her up so that she's not naked for modesty. Hence, modesty. All right, Venus is officially antiqued. The dark wax really did the job. I really am happy with it. What do you guys think of how she looks now as compared to before? Some of you might think she just looks a little dirty, but I really love aged vintage patina, and I think the dark wax really helped in this case for adding that to the mannequin and to the transfers. So I'm pleased. This is officially completed. This project is done. I'm not going to do anything else to her. So now we need to fill up the display box. So I need to find some small items that could possibly be good candidates for displaying as a collection in the box. And I'll come back in a second and show you my options of what I found. All right, guys, we are just sitting here on the floor. And as you see, I have grabbed all the keys that are usually sitting in my treasure boxes with the mother of pearl buttons, but I gathered them all up so that we could try them here in the display box. I think there's enough to create a collection, and I think what we're going to do is put the smaller keys on the outside and the larger keys on the inside. There we go. Maybe like this, where the handles, the more wider handles are on the outside, and then we will go ahead and keep going here with the theme. Okay. So I do have one extra, this little key. So I was thinking I could put it right up here at the top, just so that they all stay together. And for the most part, I think this looks cute. There's definitely room for more keys in this box, but I think this is a nice idea. Keys fit nicely for the size of this box. So this is my first option. I've got two others that I'm going to show you, and I will let you guys decide which one you think is best. So here's the keys, and then we will go ahead and move on to option number 2. Okay, option number 2 are these Flow Blue Butter Pats. I recently acquired these. These are brand new, and I have a nice little bunch, and I think they're going to fit in the box. So I'm a little excited about this option, and I don't quite have enough to do 3 rows of 3, but I'm just going to put them around in a circle around the center dish, and I think it looks really cute. So this is one of those things where when you have just acquired a new little collection and you hadn't even thought of how you want to display it, and all of a sudden the right opportunity comes along, and this is it. So I love this. I know I'm going to show you option number 3, but I think this is going to be my choice. Okay, so let's take these out and go ahead and show you my idea for choice 3. So my third idea for the box is inspired by this photograph of 2 girls in Victorian morning fashion. I really love this photograph. I featured it in my collections for 2023 video, and I have been able to find one other photograph. So I have 2 of them now. She almost looks like she could be related to these other girls. So these are going to be the focus for my third option. We're going to do a theme of Victorian mourning. And I have 2 pieces. This Victorian belt buckle, it is falling apart. The center prongs have come off, but the buckle is made of jet. It's a really, really beautiful example of some of the Victorian fashion at the time. And then the other piece I have is one very simple mourning brooch. Just a simple cameo. It looks like it's made of jet. I'm not sure about the top because it looks like glass on the back, and then the cameo is actually very matte. So it's kind of tough to tell. But the pin back is definitely indicative of the time. You have an old C clasp and an extended pin here. So this is going to pop right in the center. So these are my 2 little articles of Victorian mourning, and then we are going to put the photographs in the center. So this is my little display idea. And then I did also have these feathers from a vintage hat. So I was going to just tuck the feathers over here in this corner, kind of balance the black a little bit. So that was my thought for option number 3. I do think this is a really excellent option because I don't have these photographs out on display. They're in an album, and I have been wanting to do something with this buckle for a very long time. So this is fun. Until I get some more photographs, this really is another good option. So I'm leaning toward the butter pats, but this also might have to be the winner. Maybe we'll just do a little of each. Maybe I'll switch it out every month. So there you have it. That is option 3. Well, that concludes my project day. I hope you guys had fun following along. And if you're a new visitor to this channel, I encourage you to subscribe before you leave. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up on your way out. I want to thank everyone for watching. And until I see all of you again, take care of yourselves, my friends, and bye for now. Gotta lay her down, guys. You can't see any of this. Well. All right, here we go.